Hello, and welcome to week 10 of PA122. This week we are in chapter 8, but you are also taking a final exam. So I want to do some review with you as well in this lecture today. So we will do that in just a little bit. But I want to tell you that you do need to read chapter 8 this week before you take your final exam. Chapter 8 talks about managed care pharmacy, and we are on page 165 of your book. Managed care, we're really talking about insurance benefits and what you'll need to know about that. And as a pharmacy technician, our first line is to know insurance benefits and to know what copays are, know what deductibles, that kind of stuff. And so this will give you a little bit of background about it. Talks about the prescription drug benefit when you're in a community pharmacy compared to a mail order pharmacy compared to an in-house pharmacy, and then the reimbursement, what that looks like on dispensing fee, ingredient cost, that kind of stuff. So make sure you do read over that. I was just looking at the final exam, and there are some managed care questions on the final exam, so make sure you read through that. The formulary, making sure you know exactly what that's covered, plan limitations, member copayment, and percentage copayment. If you have your own insurance company, you've probably been explained this before. So it's just about the same as you would know as an individual carrying health insurance. But this is a little bit different in pharmacy because the way that it covers medications might not be like the way that it covers your medical plan. There's also the cost of the prescription drug benefit. I'm on page 172 if you want to read through that. Let's see, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the role of the pharmacy technician in this, which starts on page 182 at the very end of it. A working knowledge of retail pharmacy and prescription claims processing. And so this is where you will be sending to the pharmacy the claim, what we call a claim, and then it will be adjudicated back to you, and very quickly. This is the only place in medical where you get an instant answer, so you know exactly what to charge the patient same day, or if the drug is covered or not. If it's not covered, most likely we'll have to switch the medication or something like that, which you've probably seen in other classes. But it takes a lot of customer service when we are the ones firsthand dealing with the insurance companies. We're having to call that kind of stuff. So make sure you read through that and the reimbursements of that. You don't have to answer any questions on Chapter 8 this week. There's no assignment due, but there is a discussion question, and that is to come up with 10 questions that you would ask another student to be in review for the exam. I would take some out of Chapter 8, These are the questions that would be easiest because you're just now reading it. So make sure you're you're taking some of those questions and making them up for Chapter 8 for your chapter or your week 10 discussion, Okay, so going back through for the final exam. Now, everything is fair game for the final exam, but I did just go through the exam, and there is a lot of home infusion pharmacy on there, so make sure that you have your book close and your chapter 7 open for the home infusion pharmacy part. There's also some home health care questions that I saw on there. There's also some long-term care pharmacy that I saw on there, so make sure that you have chapter 5 open and ready to answer questions there. It is 50 questions, 3 points apiece. Give yourself plenty of time. Chapter 4, there are some drug legislation regulations. I remember seeing USP 797. I remember seeing a little bit of HIPAA questions. There's 2 to 3 more than I would want to answer about the Medicare, which is on page 91, 91, Medicare prescription drug benefit. So make sure that you read over that. Chapter 3, the long-term pharmacy. So yeah, basically what we have covered this entire class will be on your final. So make sure that you have your book close to you. This is what I would do when I am taking the exam. Have it open to your chapters, maybe have it tagged so that you can then just go right to those chapters, answer that question, and move on. Working pretty quickly, although you have 2 hours, so give yourself plenty of time. So that is due, and it's all due by Thursday. So make sure that you get it to me by Wednesday. Thursday at midnight. I do not have any lenience on this. I cannot give you any more room. I have to have grades in by noon on Friday. So let's get it all in. Any makeup that you need to do, make sure that you do it this week as well, so we can get the best grade that we can out of this class. I hope you have had a great time. I know I have, going through the pharmacy practice book. Long-term care is near and dear to my heart, and so that's always fun to lecture about that. So I hope you've had a great week, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.